This is probably one of the greatest masterpieces ever made, ever to come out of these imperial workshops. So this piece has had an extraordinary lineage of owning. It used to, of course, it was made for Emperor Qianlong, and it was passed down in the imperial family to Prince Kong, and from him it was passed down to a collector of German descent who was born in China called A.W. Barr. And from then it went into the hand of Paul and Helen Berner, and so that we sold that at Sotheby's in 1988. At the time it was purchased by Hong Kong tycoon Joseph Lau, and loved it for about 12 years, and then sold it in the year 2000. And that's when Robert Tsao and his wife collected it. This decoration with enamels were tried out on different media. The easiest, of course, was metal, because metal does not break, and it's quite easy to control. Then you have porcelain, which is more difficult, and the most difficult is glass, because glass really melts at around the same temperature as you have to fire the enamel. So there's a lot of room for breakage and damage in the process. And in fact, the companion piece to this one, which is painted with dragons, 12 dragons, that one was misfired in the imperial workshop, but still let out of the kiln and offered to the emperor, despite the cracks. That tells you how difficult it was to make. They decided that an object that was cracked during the firing was worthy enough to give to the emperor. On the conceptual side, this piece is really a product of the preceding reign, of the Yongjing period, despite the mark here. The idea of a sort of sash-tied trompe-l'œil object, that comes from Japan. And during the Yongjing period, there were quite a lot of diplomatic gifts between the two courts. And in fact, where you see how beautifully the mark has been integrated into design, that is really a concept that you find in the Yongjing period, where the marks are integrated on the base of an object within a fruit. The way the phoenix here is painted, so swooping, a single phoenix on each side. The dragon one was made to represent the emperor, and the phoenix pouch to represent the empress. It's an object that, when it was sold back in 2000, was one of the highest prices this year. It was almost the same price as the chicken cup that was sold, resold recently. It was a record for Chinese works of art.